I don't really feel like talking about it, but I can't just avoid the fact that he's not here anymore. What are you doing, little chickie? There. Come on, muscle one. Come on. Get up again. Where you going, buddy? Good morning. Hey guys, welcome to Wild Hope Homestead. Well, you're probably going to notice sooner or later that our rooster Basil is no longer with us. And I don't really feel like talking about it, but I can't just avoid the fact that he's not here anymore. So, as you probably know, we had two roosters, Ben Wyatt and Basil. Two older roosters. There's still a bunch of young boys out there growing on, some of them that are allowed to grow on for a little bit longer. And we couldn't keep both Ben Wyatt and Basil. Once I separated them into different pens for breeding, that was it. They couldn't go back together again because Ben Wyatt busted through the fence one day and they got into a big fight. And obviously I'm not going to purposely put my roosters in a situation like that where they're going to get hurt. That's not fair on them, and it's stressful for all the chickens as well. Yes, unfortunately it's the fate of many male animals, livestock animals or breeding animals. You can only keep so many before you just have to make hard decisions. And I mean, I kind of, in some ways, the decision was already made. Ben Wyatt was the better looking rooster, and I knew that, but I was trying to avoid enacting the decision that I needed to because I was trying to look for an excuse, a reason to keep Basil, because we really like Basil, especially Angus and I. He was such a nice rooster. I guess our favourite rooster that we've had. He was a good boy, and he was like a cat, you know. He was always hanging around under my feet, and he was always friendly from a young age, and I didn't have any worries about the kids being around him, so I really wanted to keep him. I really did. But we just don't have the space here. We've only got 1/4 of an acre, and so to breed chickens I have to make these hard decisions because I couldn't keep them together, and I like to have one spare pen so that it can rest and help keep down the load of parasites or diseases. It's better to have fresh ground to move the chickens to every now and then at least. So I knew what I needed to do, but it was really hard. So Basil had to walk the Green Mile, which I really hated doing. It was just a horrible decision to have to make, but I knew it was the right decision. To get all the chickens back into one flock again, Ben White and his girls from the corner were allowed to get out of there. I wanted to get them out of there too, because it's not a very big pen in the corner. So they joined the main flock, and I thought there might be a bunch of kerfuffles and chaos going on while he established control of the flock and the girls sorted out their pecking orders again and everything. But what we actually got was peace, which was nice and helped confirm the fact that I'd made the right decision. No more roosters trying to fight through the fence, and Ben White, he's a very attentive rooster, so he seems to have good control over the flock so far. And just unfortunately for Basil, it's like if we had a bigger property, I probably would have kept him. I know I like to make the best decisions for breeding, which are hard decisions, and I can usually make hard decisions even though they're hard and sad and not fun. But I would have made an exception for Basil if I could have, but unfortunately I just wasn't able to here in this season where we're at, so we had to say goodbye to Basil. And probably not everyone will probably understand that, but that's just what we had to do to make the best decision for the flock and for breeding. I mean, most of the chickens we've got right now are either Basil's children or grandchildren, and there's only so much you can use a rooster before you have to move on anyway. And next time I do breeding, I really need to get in some new genetics from somewhere else as well. So there's things like that to think about too. So really we just wanted to keep Basil because we liked him, and unfortunately we just don't have space to make those kinds of emotional decisions at the moment. So, yep. Sorry Basil, but he had a good life here, and now we just need to work on trying to get Ben White a bit more friendly, because he hasn't had as much time with us since he's spent a bunch of time out of the main flock, or Basil was always in the way getting all the attention. So yeah, we'll see how we go. And we've got young boys to get through as well, the ones that aren't good enough for bit by bit going into the freezer. But we've actually got some really good looking young chickens out there, so that's good. Hopefully we can get down to a smaller flock of good ones, and we'll see where we go from there. Basil, you're not... You put it in the truck, good job. But yeah, Basil, you're not supposed to be on the team. The weather's turned more cloudy and rainy at the moment, which is great for starting off seedlings and crops in the garden. I just need to get more of them in. I'm still trying to deal with the tomato situation of the the tomatoes that are really behind from being in the bad seed mix, but the others are looking good, so I need to get those in. And pumpkins and squashes. I had to sow more butternuts because the seeds are being very, very slow. I've also got melon seeds in the hot water cupboard. And what else? Oh, the luffas. I almost forgot about the luffas. So I've got those germinating in wet paper towels in the hot water cupboard, and I actually need to get the melons out because they are rocketing away, so I've got to pop those up today. So I'm going to have a look at all my melon and butternuts and seeds and luffas that were in the hot water cupboard and see how each of them are doing. Okay, so the old butternuts. We started these on the 15th of October and today is the 26th of October, and they have done absolutely nothing other than starting to go yucky. So those are going out. So I know to get rid of that packet of seed. Those were from 2020. I had 3 different packets of butternuts from 2020, so which is getting a bit long for pumpkins and squashes. So I thought I might as well just try the other 2. Oh, we've got something happening in this one. Woohoo! Yay! We've got some roots. Good. And those ones have been in there for 2 days. So obviously if you're not seeing anything after 3 or 4 days, they're probably not going to do particularly well. Let's check the other butternut I did. Germinated these on the same date. Oh yeah, we've got 2 of those have germinated. One with a big long root there, one with a smaller root, so that's good. We're in butternuts, yay! How about the luffas? You're really supposed to soak loofahs before you plant them. Last time I planted them direct in the garden, and 1 plant took. Ooh. Who needs to soak them when you can do the wet paper towel method? Whoopsies, look at those lovely little black seeds with their roots. 1 plant grew, but it just didn't have enough time for the fruits to quite dry out and become useful. So they were just a little bit late getting in. By the time they probably got enough moisture in there to really get going, it was a bit late. These are honeydew melons with some very long roots. So those really need to get potted up. And then we've got watermelon sugar baby, which is a small watermelon. Oops, this is a big wad of paper towels here. Whoa. Okay, we've got some, most of those have got roots and not too long, so that's a good stage. Right, so after I get all these potted up, that should be it for the cucurbits, so that's good. These honeydew melons have like long spidery roots. If it seems like deja vu, that's because it pretty much is. We'll settle on. The thing with these honeydew melons is I've been trying to grow them for rather a few years now, and I don't think I've ever got a full-sized fruit from them yet. Usually what happens is it's gotten too dry in the summer. Most of our summers are not like last summer. Most of our summers get hot and dry, and they need a lot of moisture, and they just tend to not get enough moisture, or else I start them too late and it just gets too hot, or I don't know. Maybe they just don't do very well here, or maybe I just haven't quite cracked the timing and everything yet. Last year was the best. Maybe they're done. I had some good looking seedlings. I just sowed them direct in the soil, but they got eaten by the slugs and snails, which is why I don't usually sow these type of things directly in the soil, even though they tend to grow better. So, I don't know. Next is the watermelon. Whoa! He just dived in the hole. Watermelon sugar baby. We have gotten some small ones of these. I have gotten some small watermelons to grow of these sugar babies, so I know that they can do something. I just need to try and get all the conditions right. I've got 9 honeydew melons and 13 watermelons. Obviously I don't need that many, but I am not expecting most of them to survive. That's my past experience. The majority of them will probably end up getting eaten by slugs and snails. And if I did for any reason have spares, I don't think I'd have any problem rehoming them, especially to my neighbour whose melons got eaten by slugs and snails. The watermelons, the seeds are very slippery, so it's hard to hold them. The dark brown seeds, they've just got small roots, but that's okay. We can pop them up just like that. These ones have all germinated, so that's good. Actually, both lots of melons. Even though the honeydew melons are from 2020, something about the butternuts, oh, that one's got a longer root. For some reason the butternut seeds just, I guess, have a shorter shelf life, so something to keep an eye on. Make sure I have enough seeds from the last year or two, ideally. Alright, those are done. Now I'm doing the butternuts. Most of these have still only got pretty small roots. So they're still slower than the other things. Whoops, got some paper towel. Got 8 of these ones. Let's see how many we got from the other packet. From the last packet of seed, actually that was from 2021. I just did 5 of these just in case the other ones didn't work out. 2 of these have germinated so far. One was a very nice long root, and the other one's a bit smaller. So I may put the other 3 back in and just see if anything will happen. Otherwise, we've got 10 altogether so far, which is plenty for us and anyone else who might. Where am I up to? What have I done? What have I done? Did I not poke holes in those? Anyone else who might need one? Why didn't I poke holes in those? Oh, because I only did 8 holes. Focus on what I'm doing. Just got distracted because Stephen Angus just came home. I'm supposed to be roasting a chicken and some veggies because I have to go out before dinner, so I'll hurry up and finish my seeds. Okay, so loofahs, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loofahs. Oops, I'll just do 1 pot spare. Okay. Let's write a tag before I forget what I'm doing. Whoa, whoops, my loofahs are jumping for freedom. Okay. That one's got a nice long root. You can go in there. Whoops. Let's make a bigger hole. Don't want to squish the root down. It's easier to get them positioned nicely when their root's a bit longer, but you don't really want them to get to the stage where they're starting to pop out of the seed coat. The roots are going to need something pretty soon to keep them going. Right, done. Yay! Get these all onto the cold frame. Move into the cold frame. Gonna need a lot of spaces. Thanks for joining us in today's vlog, guys. Choose to grow hope, and we'll see you next time. Bye.